And we're on. Summer is over, but high school football returns. Welcome to another season of local high school football brought to you by Blue Ridge Cable, TV 13. I'm Jim Nunemaker, and once again, I'm joined by my erstwhile colleague, Greg Everett. Greg, in years past, I have always commented about the fact that you have gained a pound or two since I have last seen you. This year, I don't know that that's true. I think you may have slimmed down a bit.
Not in playing form yet, Jim, but close.
Okay. Tonight, our cameras and crew are here at the Lehighton High School, where the Indians entertain the Panthers of Panther Valley High School in what should not be called an important game. No game this early in the season, Greg, should be called important, and yet I think we can very easily develop the theme that it is important, at least for Panther Valley. We'll talk about that in a moment. Tonight's game being brought to you by Bridal Creations by Daisy of Slatington, Bechtel's Pharmacy, also of Slatington, Best Western Pocono Inn in Stroudsburg, Citizens National Bank of Slatington, Hugh Dugan Real Estate, Jim Thorpe, Hager Furniture of Palmerton, Hot and Coal, Patterson Street in Lansford, J Subs of Palmerton, LaRose Insurance Limited of both Lehighton and Palmerton, Lily Lincoln Mercury of Lehighton, Monroe Optical, Stroudsburg, and Palmerton Auto Parts of Delaware Avenue, Palmerton. Greg, what is your assessment of tonight's game?
Well, Jim, I look for a good ball game. Every season opener that we've done since I've been with you, and now my sixth year, has been a good season opener between Lehighton and Panther Valley. Ball games that we've seen in the past that have come down to the wire. Both teams, Jim, coming in this year as maybe not in past years, boasting good ball clubs. Lehighton comes in. Dave Parsons in the local paper has said he expects to contend like he does every year for the Centennial League Championship. Joe Leonzi on the other side from Panther Valley has been building with young people in the years preceding this year, and they certainly, the feeling in the Valley is that this should be one of their better teams. So we look for a good ball game here, Jim, at Lehighton in our kickoff classic, the first of two this weekend.
Panther Valley comes in with 8 starters returning both offensively and defensively, and that, of course, is the reason for everyone saying they're going to have a good ball club. We're going to take a break before the opening kickoff and be right back with first quarter action. Greg, we mentioned a moment ago that tonight's game is a big game. The reason for that, particularly for Panther Valley, is that they have to learn how to win. They do have a lot of returnees. We mentioned a moment ago 8 starters on both offense and defense, but they don't know how to win yet. Last year they were 2-9. The season before that they did not have a winning record. And it is important for them to come out of tonight's game believing in themselves, believing that they can win, and getting some understanding of how to win. Lehighton, on the other hand, knows how to win. They were, I believe, 8-2-1 last year and tied for second place in the Centennial League. They have always, as you indicated earlier, vied for the Centennial League crowd. They know how to win. Although they may not have as many starters returning, they are not nearly as in need of a psychological boost coming out of this game, I don't feel, as are the Panthers of Panther Valley. So we can look for that as the game develops. Lehighton, dressed in white pants, maroon jerseys, will kick to the Panthers, clad entirely in white with their black headgears. And welcome to the 1987 high school scene here in the Centennial League era. Giovanini, right? Takes the opening kickoff and returns it to his own 32-yard line. Jim Pollock, number 14, an experienced operator, will be at quarterback. He'll be joined in the backfield at halfback by Cory Sheridan, number 23, a junior. Jeff Goida, 44, a senior, will be the other halfback, and the fullback will be number 33, senior Mario Giovannini. 52, Jason Matisic is the center. And Pollock is back to throw, going to keep it. Rolls out, going to get some good yardage. Almost a first down as he gets close to the 40-yard line. And my guess is we're going to see a lot of that.
Jim, some of the people I talked to before the ball game thought Panther Valley would come out and try to throw the ball on Lehighton. Certainly Pollock, a big quarterback. I believe he stands about 6'4". Certainly got a good sight line to his receivers. If he can get the protection and is not forced out of the pocket as he was in that particular play, to make things difficult on Lehighton.
Time he hands off to Goida, who slips as he tries to cut upfield. Showing early for the Indians was cornerback Dan Buck. A loss of about 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Continuing with that offensive lineup at guards, Kevin Sacchina, 65, and Matt Item, 72. Tom Schlemmer, 71, 1 tackle. Gene Snitsky, 75. The other, the tight end, Ted Schober, 85. Tom Roshak, 83, is 1 split end. Tom Miller, 82, will alternate. Okay. Inside handoff to Giovannini, who struggles for a first down and is close to it. The official's going to bring the ball back to the 40-yard line, and that'll make it 1.5 yards short, and Panther Valley's going to have to kick. One defensive player I'm anxious to watch as the game unfolds tonight is Mike McGeehan, number 26, the middle linebacker in the Lehighton 4 defense. He could be a good one, Greg.
Jimmy's got all the tools. He's got the size, 6'2", 215. He's got good speed to go along with that. A legitimate 4.7 in the 40.
Snitsky gets off a good punt that was allowed to roll dead by Clayton Andrews at the 22. I think he made a mistake on that one, but it may have been early season jitters or just a conservative attitude so early in the season. But he could have easily picked that up and run before any Panther Valley players laid a hand on him. For the Indians, starting at quarterback tonight, Mike Hahn, number 11, in place of the somewhat injured Kyle Hough, who was expected to start. He'll be joined by Clayton Andrews, 22 at tailback, Mike McGeehan, 26 at fullback, and Kevin Tracy, 34, will be the fullback. An experienced backfield. Tracy will be the other halfback. Counter, actually end around with Greg Holland, 82, carrying. He was thrown for a loss by Gene Snitsky, number 75, one of the defensive tackles for the Panthers. Loss of 2, it'll be, a loss of 4, it'll be 2nd and 14.
Jim, the book on the Indians as we come into the 87 season is all the skilled people back. Loaded in the backfield, but inexperience up front. If the inexperience comes along, they expect to contend.
No doubt, if that offensive line matures quickly and comes along as Lehighton offensive lines usually do, they're going to be a tough ball club because, as you said, all the skilled people are back, and Andrews is one of the best, running out of the tailback position. Schlemmer, 71 for Panther Valley, appears to have jumped off sides. Continuing with that offensive lineup for Lehighton, Charles Bowman, 54, a senior, will be the center. The guards, Eric Bowman, 64, and Tom Pauls, 66. Both seniors. Tackle, Scott Culp, 72. Ron Smith, 77. Ron Smith, a junior. The tight end will be Steve Williams, number 81. He's a senior. And Scott Whistler, 88, I believe, is the... Greg Holland, 82, is the other end. Hahn fumbles as he went to hand off to the second back. I believe he recovered his own fumble. It's going to be a wasted down and make it 3rd and 9. Actually lost them 2 yards in the play. It'll be 3rd and 11.
And both teams, Jim, well, more so the Indians, a little unsteady here in the early going. And it could be Mike Hahn, his first started quarterback, filling in, as you said, for the somewhat injured Kyle Hough. Kyle Hough is playing defense. He banged a knee up at Northampton in a scrimmage last week. Dave Parsons elects to play him on defense instead of offense.
That's what I meant by saying he was somewhat injured. He is able to play on defense, but Coach Parsons has elected to keep him out.
And I believe, Jim, we're going to have a delay game penalty against the Indians.
Right?
Delay game penalty against the Indians.
That's a new situation this year. The field judge is keeping the time on the field, the 30-second clock.
Moving the ball down to the
25.
25-second clock. I always get mixed up. What is it? Colleges have a 30-second, the pros 25, and high school 25. It varies from one level of play to another, but you're right, it's 25. Previously, the referee kept the 25-second clock, but this year the field judge is responsible for that. 3rd and 17. Fumble again. Hahn again, I believe, has recovered it.
Getting back to the 10.
But what he's doing there, he's faking to his fullback and then trying to hand off to the second back through, and he's having a little trouble on the exchange,
4th and 15.
pulling the ball out of the fullback's stomach and handing off to the second back. And the Indians back to punt.
One of the deep men for the Panthers.
Tracy gets off a low spiral. It sends Pollock back to his own 47-yard line. Looking for a wall, doesn't seem to have much, breaks 1 or 2 tackles and does get into Indian territory at the 40-yard line. Good effort by Jim Pollock. Let's look at that Lehighton defense now. The interior people are 62, 52. John Latshaw as Giovannini takes the handoff. And 78, Brad Arner, also a defensive tackle for the Indians. Steve Williams is a defensive end. And on the other side of the defensive end is Eric Bowman. Middle linebacker, as we said, is Mike McGeehan. Troy Hartman is one linebacker. As Sheridan takes the handoff, goes straight ahead, and is brought down by Troy Hartman.
Will Fred and Alan Young please report to the gate at the showboated side of the field? Each way no side.
The other linebacker is Kyle Hough, 14. And Pollock back to throw. Goes down the middle and completes the pass.
And Pollock connects on that pass.
The number 82. For whom it's Tom Miller. Tom Miller, the split end for the Panthers.
Reception.
Jim, nice play that time by the Panthers. They come on a sprint left. What they do, they put
29-yard line.
Miller down the field. He knows where the stake is, runs just beyond it, curls inside. Pollock with a good drop, good protection, puts the ball right on the money for a first down.
Quick pitch back to Goida, who gets a block from Schlemmer.
And Goida on the carry.
And gains a couple, but
by Tracy.
Not too much as he was dropped by Hough and Tracy for the Indians. In that secondary for Lehighton, Scott Whistler, 88, 21, Dan Buck, 24, Troy Urasitz, and the corner on this side is 34, Kevin Tracy. 2nd and 8. Sheridan dropped for a loss. First man through was Eric Bowman, followed by Troy Hartman.
Jimmy, Indians reacting real well up front to these run plays that have come straight at them by the Panthers. Good play up front. And now, Jim, what the Panthers might look at is they might have to throw the ball a little bit more to try and loosen up that Lehighton front. Pollock on a bootleg. Up, straight drop.
Goes out in the flat and the ball underthrown. I believe they're going to rule that it was trapped by Goida. That is, in fact, the call. And Panther Valley will be faced with a 4th and 11 at the Lehighton 30-yard line. Certainly not a punting situation, but a draw screen type situation, something a little bit different. Wide slot to the near side.
Flooding area here, Jim.
Pollock is back, has some time, goes down the middle, tried to hit Miller for the first down, but the ball thrown just a bit behind him. Pass incomplete.
That'll bring up
and the ball will go over to Lehighton.
30-yard line with 3:31 left here in the first period.
Number 52, Jason Matasik, is the nose guard. The tackles are Tom Schlemmer and Gene Snitsky, 71-75 respectively. Jeff Goyda, 44, is one end. 24, Joe Tout, the other for Panther Valley. Second back is Andrews, and he gets out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. That's good for a first down.
Jim, that's a play the Indians tried to run twice to the opposite side, and they had trouble with the handoff. The fake to the fullback through, the give to the second back. This time they connect with Andrews coming through, and certainly the Panthers are really conscious of that play.
Ted Schober, 85, one inside linebacker, and the Panther 5-2, and Kevin Ticina, 65, the other one. In a 5-3 defensive alignment. Okay. Handoff inside to the fullback McGeehan on a play that looked as though it was a broken play. I don't think it was. I think sometimes Lehighton deliberately does not move the two halfbacks and just moves the fullback in an attempt to catch the defense sleeping.
However, Jim, most coaches will tell the middle linebacker, key the fullback. His steps is the way they're going to go. If you don't move the two other backs, the fullback moves, you only have to worry about one man coming right at you.
Pollock is the safety. Miller and Sheridan are the defensive halfbacks for Panther Valley. Again, a fumble, and this one may have been recovered by Panther Valley. We'll have to wait and see as the officials unscramble. No, they indicate that Lehighton, in fact, recovered. That will make it third down and 8.
Time Vaughn a little bit late getting there, Jimmy. Put the ball on the hip of the running back, and the ball falls to the ground.
What Panther Valley is doing, actually, is alternating between a 5-3 and a 5-2 defensive alignment. Now, Jack Rizika, 43, is in there at a halfback position. It's a passing situation. And Hahn's going to throw, rolls out, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. Official rules that he did get rid of the ball legitimately, that it wasn't just grounded. And so instead of a loss, it will be an incomplete pass, bringing up a 4th and 8 for the Indians at their own 43-yard line, and that'll send Kevin Tracy back in punt formation.
Jim, the key to stopping that play was good penetration by the defensive end on the far side. He got in there, forced Hahn deeper than he wanted to go, was able to fight off the block, and pulls him down as he's trying to throw the ball. Ball's incomplete.
That was Jeff Goyda who made that good defensive play. Is another low spiral taken by Miller. Looking for an alley, couldn't get to it as he's dropped on a nice coverage play by Greg Holland, 82. So far, neither team able to move the ball offensively. Somewhat surprising in that both teams have major parts of their offense back and should be experienced offensively. Lehighton not playing without their, or I should say playing without their experienced quarterback Hough, and that has caused some problems. Pollock rolls out, throws across the middle to Goyda. Good for about 8 out to the 38-yard line. Nice play that time by Panther Valley.
Tracy on the side.
Jim, it's something they've got to look at more often here. Loosen up those front people for Lehighton. Drop back. Pollock obviously has the ability to scramble if he need be. That time they give him a little fake action, play action. He rolls, gets time to set up, and as you say so many times on our telecast, had time to set the feet and deliver the ball right on the money for a good play.
Inside handoff to Giovannini, but he doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to be thrown for a loss back at the 37-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 3.
Laying a little bit, maybe a trap or something inside that he was waiting for set up, but never developed, and the Indians drop it for a yard loss. And the end of the quarter.
At the first 12 minutes of 19. Following these messages. Second quarter about to begin here at Lehighton. Panther Valley with the ball. There's no score. At their own 38-yard line, 3rd and 3. Jim Pollock straight back, has some time, goes down the middle to Ted Schober, his tight end, and only a shoestring tackle by Scott Whistler prevented Schober from going all the way. Take another look at it, Greg.
Let's take a look at it, Jim. Schober's going to come from down the bottom of your screen. Again, Pollock with time. Two Lehighton people in the area, but when you give a quarterback time, Jim, and he can pick out a receiver, he can put the ball on the money. He did between two Lehighton defenders, and as you say, only a trip up by one of them saved from being a big play.
Panther Valley in Lehighton territory. Giovannini inside handoff. Goes from the 49 down to the 47-yard line. A gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. And Panther Valley obviously trying to establish a mix, throwing the ball and running the ball occasionally.
The thought is there, Jim, and the mix isn't bad, but I think they've got to try and widen Lehighton out a little bit on the ground. They're going right at him. Lehighton has been tough defensively inside so far.
Counter play, good
Nice
handoff to Sheridan, and he has a first down across the 35 to the 34-yard line, and that was the best ground effort by Panther Valley tonight. Ball brought back to the 35, but still a first down. Take another look at it.
Let's take a look at it, Jim. Here it is. They come with motion to the opposite side, and we catch the end of it. What they do, they give Sheridan the ball on a crossbuck inside. Big hole blown open inside by the Panther Valley line on their best running effort of the evening. And they pick up almost 15 and a first down, and that 1 minute into the second quarter causes Dave Parsons to call for a timeout.
I was going to say just a moment ago, and I really don't hesitate to say it now, Dave Parsons must be pleased with the play of his defensive unit, particularly the up front people. They are mostly new people. I don't know that any of the names are familiar to me in that defensive front 7. McGeehan played defensive end last year. Right. He did not play middle linebacker. I don't know if the two inside linebackers for Lehighton played much last year.
Hartman played some, Jim.
Right, he did, and I believe it's Hough on the other side. I don't know how much interior linebacker he played last year or not, but the other 4 people I believe are new, and I had to believe until a moment ago that Dave Parsons was pleased with their play. 1st and 10, Panther Valley at the Lehighton 35. Another counter play, inside handoff to Goida this time, and he gets down to the 33, a gain of 2.
Time the Indians a little bit more conscious of it, Jim. Give up a few yards, but not as many as the big gainer of play before.
Hough in on the tackle for Lehighton. Option play, counter option, well run with the pitch back to Sheridan. He has a first down on the far side. Good job. Nice play that time by Panther Valley.
Jim, excellent play. We're going to take a look at it on replay. Excellent play by the Panthers as they press the corner. Now watch Pollock come down the line. The key is straight down the line, makes the defensive end Williams commit himself, gets Sheridan in the corner for a big gainer and a first down. Nice offensive play that time.
And I think it is also important to point out that it was a counter play. Action actually started this way for a step or two, and then Pollock went back the other way, and the corner was free. 1st and 10, Panther Valley at the Lehighton 22. Giovannini out of the fullback slot, takes the handoff and gets across the 15-yard line, down to about the 13.
And now, Jim, the Panthers are using that counter action to their benefit. They have Lehighton thinking, now which way are they coming? And that time they catch him just with a straight dive play.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1. This is an important drive now for Panther Valley. If they can take this and push it in, it's going to do wonders for their confidence. As Goida, I believe, picks up the first down at the 10-yard line. And as we said at the beginning of the telecast tonight, it's important for Panther Valley to establish the fact that they can do positive things out there. They've got to learn to believe in themselves. And scoring here on this drive would certainly be a step in that direction. Giovannini, good hole over the right side. Closed quickly, but he, on a first down play, gained good yardage down inside the 10 to about the 6-yard line, I believe.
Gained about 3 on that, and as it was, good offensive surge, Jim, as he banged in there. He has the speed to make a little crack a gainer.
Same play, Giovannini again looking for a crack over a right tackle. Found enough to get inside the 5-yard line. Down to the 4, I believe. Maybe a little bit further than that.
Well, he's going to be real close, Jim. We look at the down marker across the way. I'd say he's within 3.
3rd and goal, we might add. I do not see the yard markers on the far side, only the down marker, so Panther Valley cannot pick up a first down. They've got to get the touchdown.
Might be thinking wide here, Jim.
Oh, the same hole with Goida carrying, and he may have been thrown for a loss on the play. Hough was there, Tracy was there, and I believe McGeehan, 26, was also there.
Yeah, Panther Valley's going to take a timeout here, Jim, as they're going to be 4th and 3 for the touchdown.
We'll take a break ourselves and be back with more second quarter action. Fourth and goal at the 3 for Panther Valley. Joe Leonzi has been in to talk to his team. Dave Parsons has talked to his defense. Pollock going to roll out. Wants to throw to Schober. Has Schober pass incomplete on a good defensive play by Scott Whistler, 88. And Panther Valley unable to put it in the end zone.
And a tough break for the Panthers, Jim, as they drove the ball right down the field. They mix the pass, the run well, but they come up 3 yards short. And you wonder sometimes what kind of effect it might have on a team. When you get knocking on the door, you know to get things going your way, you got to punch it in, and you're denied on a 4th down.
And the 3rd down play was the key play. On 1st and 2nd, they picked up decent yardage. They got the ball to the 3-yard line on the first 2 downs, and then on 3rd down, they didn't get anything as Goida was stopped.
Jim, now we're going to see Hough at quarterback for the Indians.
And he hands off, I believe, to Tracy, running out of the halfback slot, right? And he gets out across the 5-yard line to the 8, a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Indians. And I'm not surprised that we see Hough in this situation. Hahn had some problems handling the ball, and a fumble deep in their own territory could prove to be disastrous for the Indians. So Kyle Hough making his 1987 debut at quarterback on this series. And there's somebody in that backfield who's going to be thrown for a loss.
And they lose 3 on the play, Jim.
I believe the ball was handed to McGeehan, but the whole forward wall of the Panther Valley defensive unit was in on him before he ever got started, and he lost 3, as you said. 3rd and 8. Andrews, and he's met on a good play by one of the inside linebackers. I believe it's right, number 65, Kevin Zacchina.
Gives the Indians some breathing room, Jim, but they're going to be short at 4th and 3 and have to punt the ball away.
Right.
We had remarked on the Lehighton defensive series what a good job they were doing, but Panther Valley in their own right has done a nice job of shutting Lehighton down thus far.
Right, Clayton Andrews, who had a big night last year in this ball game, has been kept pretty well in check so far here in the first half as Tom Miller takes the fair catch at his own, at the Lehighton 40-yard line. Yeah, last year Andrews had 5 touchdowns in this ball game up in Lansford, but tonight he's been held pretty well in check.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim, it won't be long. We'll see what the Lehighton defense does right here. It won't be long before they're pulling the old backside boom out of the bag of tricks to try and get on the board, huh?
And you know what? Everybody's seen it for 20 years, and it'll still work.
Yes.
Pollock throwing on first down. Got the ball to his intended receiver who couldn't hold on. Cory Sheridan coming out of the backfield. Defending for the Indians, Dan Buck.
And the reason being, Jim, is they've got that Panther Valley front so keyed up. If they bang in there once or twice, they'll have them look and run. They go play action, and they might be able to sneak Andrews out of the backfield and down the sideline.
I have no doubt that it would work, even though I'm sure Panther Valley has been coached to look for it. The option again with Sheridan taking the pitch, trying to get outside, escapes the tackle attempt of Tracy, and picks up good yardage down that far sideline.
Jim, let's take a look at it on replay. What I like about this play, watch the motion starting out here. The motion comes, okay, we don't see it. They start with motion to the left offensive side. They get Lehighton thinking left, left, left. They come back down the line. And what I like about Pollock, Jim, he doesn't belly that option. He comes straight down the line, makes that end man commit himself. When he does, he gets the pitch out to Sheridan, and he turns it upfield. Good gain of about 5 on that particular play.
3rd and 5 for Panther Valley. Inside handoff on a counter play again, this time to Goida. And he goes nowhere as McGeehan is there. Latshaw and Hough.
Be interesting now, Jim. It's going to be 4th and a long 4 here. The ball's on the 35-yard line. Do you punt the ball, try and knock it out of bounds, or if you don't make it, you give Lehighton the ball on the 35-yard line?
You go for the first down, I guess. It's a tough call. You can go either way with 5:29 remaining here in the first half. It is one of those interesting situations which tend to give coaches another gray hair or two or cause another 1 or 2 to fall out.
Right.
But what do you do in this situation?
Jim, if I'm Panther Valley, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the play that they used on the goal line. They're going to give Pollock the option in the middle of the field to roll out. If he doesn't have anything, to try and turn it upfield, pick it up. Try and make the Lehighton quarterback commit himself to pass or run. If the quarterback commits to run, he can always slip a receiver behind and dump it off to him.
The only problem with that is, just as you were sitting here in the booth predicting that play, Dave Parsons is out on the field telling his Lehighton defense that that's what they should expect. And it's a good play. I would like to see Panther Valley come out with a third option. The last time they ran it, down at the goal line, there was only one potential receiver. I'd like to see them flood the area, have a deep, a shallow, and then Pollock also with the option to run the ball. that might put a little bit more pressure on that Lehighton defense. But they're going to go for it. And they come out with a wide slot this way. Instead, Pollock goes straight back, under pressure. Now he scrambles, and he's going to be thrown for a loss by Brad Arner, 78.
Nice job by Arner there, Jim, as what he does, he fights off a block and is able to react to Pollock rolling out, and the coverage of Lehighton had to be good because Pollock rolled, he was looking, he couldn't even see anything where he could force a ball upfield, and that says a lot for the secondary for Lehighton.
That's one time where he should have forced the ball even if it ended up in an interception because it was a fourth down play, and an interception downfield would have been much better than taking the loss because now Lehighton has the ball at their own 44-yard line. Hough, the quarterback. Andrews, the ball carrier. And he squirms for 5 out to the 49-yard line. And I think we're going to see Clayton Andrews carry the ball quite a bit in this series.
As we said, though, Jim, Panther Valley playing tough up front. I saw Lehighton last week in their scrimmage against Northampton. Now, we know that Kyle Huff's knee is banged up. One thing that I didn't see them do before he was injured at Northampton last week was try and run the ball to the outside with Andrews. I would think with his injury, they'll stay between tackle to tackle.
Andrews, the second back through, takes the handoff, spins away from one tackler, and fights for a first down inside Panther Valley territory at the 39-yard line.
Take a look at it on replay, Jim. All it is that fake to the fullback through and hit the second back Andrews off the tackle hole. Watch it right at the top of your screen. There's a handoff to Andrews. Nice spin move to the outside, and a first down for the Indians.
Same play. Andrews again carrying through to the secondary, breaks it, and looks to cut back. First down, Lehighton at the 15-yard line.
Take a look at our replay, Jim. Watch the presence of mind by Andrews at the end of this run. He sees a man coming up on him, tries to shift, sees this man coming from behind, right there. Now tries to cut it right back against the flow. That's what good runners do. His feet come out from under him.
Two things should be pointed out, though. Or in addition, not though, but in addition to that, 1, Scott Culp downfield. 2, Tom Paul's downfield. Trying to throw blocks for Andrews. That's good hustle. McGeehan for a change of pace, and he found nothing. And is stopped, I believe, for no gain.
Along with Satina.
Again, the Panthers doing a nice job inside, shutting that down. They banged Andrews. The Indians thinking, not a bad call. Try and catch him with McGeehan, but the Panthers react well.
Guess who we're going to see this time?
Without a doubt.
Just a matter of where. Hough going to run the option play, turns up inside, nothing there. As the interior people for Panther Valley reacted well. Latshaw was there, Snitsky was there, Ticino was there. Maybe a loss of a half yard in the play. It'll be third down and 11. And that surprised me. I really thought we'd see Andrews. Obviously, he's the money back for Lehighton. Right. And I thought that Dave Parsons, before the end of this first half, would definitely want to get a score on the board and would go to Andrews almost exclusively in order to do that.
Whole thing on that option, Jim, slow developing, gave the Panthers time to react.
Another option. And the pitch back to Andrews, but good pursuit by Panther Valley. Schober was there, as was Cory Sheridan, I believe, number 23. And they stopped Andrews for a loss back at the 20-yard line. Ball just inside the 20. And we're under 2 minutes to go here in first half action. Been a quick first half, quick 24 minutes.
Now's the time for the backsider, Jim. Oh, there they're going to put Andrews on the wing. I would think try and send him in a flat and get the ball to him at the first down stick.
They're going to get the ball to him. I think you're right there, but it's across the middle. And they get it to him, and he's got a first down at the 6. Well, maybe not a first down. Yes, he does.
And he's knocked out around the 6-yard line.
Going to be close, I believe. They're going to call for a measurement, right?
Where the official was marking the spot at the first down yard mark across the field, he looked like he was on the inside. If his mark is true, the Indians will be short. Jim commits himself for the first time this year and says that he have a first down.
I believe he does.
Let me know when you're ready.
Take a look at it on our monitor here.
And he does.
And the Indians have first and goal at the 6. 117 left.
And now, with 1:17 remaining here in the first half, I think we're going to see the difference between Lehighton and Panther Valley. And it is such an important difference. And it is a mental difference.
Right.
Panther Valley earlier in the second quarter had a first and goal at the 10. They didn't get it in. Lehighton has a first and goal at the 6. I'll be surprised if they don't get it in.
And 2 timeouts remain for the Indians with 1:17 to go in the first half.
Andrews takes the handoff, and he's down inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line. We're inside the 2, quite possibly.
Jim, I would be really surprised if the Indians go away from that play. That play has worked so well for them. And the Panthers do the Indians a favor and stop the clock.
All right, we got a minute to go here in the first half. Score 0-0. Lehighton knocking on the Panther Valley goal line with a 2nd and 1. We'll be right back. We're back. Dave Parsons has talked to his troops. Joe Leonzi his. 2nd and goal at the 1 for Lehighton as they attempt to take a lead here before halftime.
As I say, Jim, I would be very surprised if the Indians would go away from that off-tackle play to Andrews. They do to Tracy.
And they get the score.
Same hole, Jim, different ball carrier. Tracy big enough, nice surge by the Panthers, but Tracy big enough to keep the feet going and drive over the line to get our first score of the ball game.
Lehighton lining up as though they're going to go for a single-point conversion. Hartman, the kicker, he kicks it, but we've got flags. Illegal procedure against the Indians. And so the attempt will have to be repeated.
Hartman attempting a placement.
It's nice and convenient that Kyle Hough is the holder.
Yes.
The quarterback, so that if Lehighton chooses to go for 2, they're all set up for it. This time Hartman's kick is wide left, I believe. And the score will stand with 56 seconds remaining here in the first half. Lehighton 6, Panther Valley nothing. We'll be back in a moment. Lehighton preparing to kick off. Troy Urasitz to do the kicking. Low kick that's going to be fallen upon on the far side by one of the Panthers who was very much alert, actually made a nice play. He was waiting for it to roll out of bounds, realized that it was not going to do so, and quickly fell on it before Lehighton could recover.
I think the next people to jump on that one, Jim, was the Panther Valley sideline.
I think Pollock may put it up deep here. with this field position.
They're not going to be set. They're going to, whatever it is, Jim, they're going to have it called back. And now the Indians.
A good defensive play by 64, Eric Bowman. And Pollock never able to get the ball away, but you indicated there was a flag on the play.
I think we'll have it refused. If it's procedure on Panther Valley, Lehighton certainly will refuse the penalty.
Yeah, they lost some yardage, so there's not much chance of something happening negatively for Panther Valley in this situation. But that situation almost turned out negative. Bowman could have conceivably taken that ball right off Pollock's fingertips as he was about to throw it, because Bowman did come from the back of Pollock. Pollock didn't see him.
And now with 15 seconds to go and a half, Jim. Not a bad call.
Draw with Giovannini carrying, and that'll be the last play of the first half, which is going to end with Lehighton leading by a score of 6-0. We'll be back with second half action following these commercial messages. We are ready for second half action. Score at halftime is Lehighton 6, Panther Valley nothing. Lehighton scored late in the second quarter on a 1-yard run by Kevin Tracy. And I look for Panther Valley to open up all the guns here in the second half, Greg, in an effort to get on the board and come out victorious in this, what I think is an important game for them.
Oh, yes, it is, Jim. The first half pretty much even. Statistic-wise, the only difference is Lehighton banged in their touchdown when they had the opportunity. Panther Valley drove the ball in the middle of the second quarter to 3, and the Indians thwarted that effort. So we stand at 6-0, and I'm most agree with you that the Panthers have got to open it up, show the run-pass mix that they did to drive the ball down the field and come at Lehighton. However, Lehighton had the offensive momentum at the end of the first half. They will get the ball to start the second half, so we'll see what the Indians do with their first possession.
One of our sponsors tonight is the Palmerton Auto Parts on Delaware Avenue in Palmerton. For all your automotive needs, inside and out, Palmerton Auto Parts is the place to visit. Delaware Avenue, Palmerton.
And, Jim, I agree with you. It's important for the Panthers. We had talked, Panther Valley has come back with 8 people on offense, 8 people on defense to start this season. They've been down. Yes, they were 2-9 a year ago. They weren't successful the year before that. And now the expectations are high. But sometimes, Jim, a team can be hindered by that. If a team who has been down and knows they have some type of potential has people heaping a lot of pressure on them to win, it can be more of a detriment than it can a help.
Schober, the kicker. And Dwayne Fisher, I believe, the Lehighton back who received that kickoff and returned it to his own 35-yard line. Let's see who goes at quarterback. Hough is going to be the quarterback for the Indians. He'll be joined in the backfield by Tracy and Andrews at the tailback positions, and the fullback should be Mike McGeehan. And I think we're going to see Clayton Andrews, 22, carry the ball a few times here in the second half. And Panther Valley's definitely going to have to stop him. Hough hands to Tracy. on the play to this side that has been so successful with Andrews carrying to the other side. It's a fake first to McGee in the fullback and then coming in the same direction. It's not a counter play. Handing off to the halfback on the same side. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
And that play just to loosen the Panthers up a little bit. As we mentioned before, they have just got to be keen like heck on Clayton Andrews.
Andrews carries, and he finds room, and he came very close to breaking it big. He did get enough for a first down out to the 46-yard line. Tough back to bring down. Good runner.
Yes, he is. Man of a million moves, Jim. Let's take a look at it. He's going off the top of your screen now. Watch him bang in there. Now watch all the shifting. Here's one. Here's another one. Trying to cut back across.
I believe it was Schober who finally brought him down, but not until he had picked up the yardage for the first down. McGeehan this time gets the ball instead of acting as a decoy. And he gained 2 to the 47-yard line. It'll be, well, gain 1, 2nd and 9.
That straight dive that the Indians run, they keep the 2 other backs set, Jim. Give the ball. McGeehan's the only man that moves. The Panthers have been ready for it thus far. They've shut that play down pretty well.
Scott Whistler into the Lehighton lineup with a play from the bench. Andrews again carrying the ball on that play that has been so successful. This time he gains a yard or 2.
And that time I think Andrews made a bit of a mistake, Jim. He tried to belly that thing right as he took the handoff. Instead of going to the hole and then raiding to the outside, he tried to read it right away, and it was shut off well to the outside by the Panthers.
3rd and 7 for the Indians. They have the ball at their own 48.5-yard line. Early here in the 3rd quarter. And Hough back to throw under some pressure. Had Andrews on the far side. The official rules that the catch was good, and it's going to be a first down in Panther Valley territory for the Indians. Nice throw, nice catch.
Good concentration that time by Andrews and by Hough, as he had a host of people in his face as he was trying to throw the ball. He stood his ground and delivered, and a first down for the Indians.
That's a sign of experience. 3rd and 7. They come up with a play for the first down.
Right.
Andrews on a straight off tackle power play. Gets inside the 40-yard line to the 38. And I believe Andrews has come up injured. He was injured slightly at the end of the first half, Greg. After that touchdown drive, he was sitting over here leaning against the telephone pole and indicating that he didn't feel too well. And after that carry, on which he gained 5 down to the 39-yard line, he is down and obviously injured.
Well, you got to spell him sometime, Jim. I was going to make the remark that the percentage of times that they have the ball on offense and he carries the ball is climbing way up there here at the start of the second half, and it was at the end of the first half. They, at one point, had gone to him 3 plays in a row and has carried the ball the majority of this drive to start the second half. You've got to offset that by giving the ball to McGee, the fullback up inside, or giving it to Tracy on the other side.
Although, let's face it, Andrews is going to carry the ball somewhere between 25 and 30 times a ball game, I would think, for the Indians.
Oh, I would agree that, and for him to be effective, he's got to carry the ball that many times. But you got to give him a break in between.
Hough on the option, turns it inside. And it's going to be dragged down after a gain of maybe a yard. Jody Schober.
And Sakina on the stop.
Helped on the tackle that time. He's
Ball
only a sophomore and a big one.
3rd and 5.
5'11", 216.
Man, it didn't take long for the Indians to get Andrews back in the ballgame.
3rd and 5. And I don't think it's going to take too long for him to get his hands on the ball again either.
And I agree with you there. Second back through is Andrews.
And he's got the first down. Same play, nothing different.
Jim, they are just going to town on that left offensive side. Obviously, the strong side, we saw them go there on their first touchdown drive in the first half, and they've come back to that left side with success. Evidently, Dave Parsons feeling with the inexperienced lineman up front that his left side, his players there have developed quicker than the right offensive side.
That would be Ron Smith and Eric Bowman, I believe, on that side. There's Tracy carrying. Snitsky was there. Sakina was there. And I believe Bob Thomas was there. I think that's 42 in there as a linebacker on that side.
Jim, let's see what the Indian thinking is here. It's second down. They lose a few yards on that particular play. But now what happened was they had that play I saw as Kyle Hough carried out his fake. Everybody from Panther Valley was going to their right defensive side. Might be a good time for a bootleg here.
Andrews shakes off a tackler and struggles for about 5. Down to the 30-yard line, and we got a flag on a play. And this flag could be a big one. It's going to be a 15-yarder, I'm sure. Against whom, I don't know. Personal foul, Panther Valley.
Personal foul
against Panther Valley.
Well, not necessarily the man who initiated the incident downfield, Jim, but certainly the one that got caught was one of the Panther Valley players. And what they could ill afford to do, they've done, and that's give Lehighton a big break.
Yes, they had Lehighton in a tough situation. It was going to be about 3rd and 8, I believe. But now it's 1st and 10 for the Indians at the Panther Valley 15-yard line. And you just can't afford to make mistakes like that. Not when you're trying to develop a positive attitude. Quick pitch to Andrews, gets outside, and we've got a flag again downfield.
Andrews sweeping. And get it to the 2-yard line, flag on the play.
And this time I believe it's going to be against Lehighton. They're pointing a finger at Ron Smith, the tackle on that far side, number 77.
He was leading on the quick pitch, Jim, and I think he got his hands out in front of him. I believe he'll be flagged for a holding penalty here. Should come from the spot of the foul, which is if it's 15 yards, the Indians picked up 7. They'll have a 1st and 18.
Holding penalty against the...
You don't believe officials make calls to even up
moving the ball out.
Well,
previous ones, do you, Greg?
About the 21.
That's a rotten question, isn't it?
Yeah, my uncle's an official. I'm not going to answer it either.
And it's 1st and 15. Ball at the 21-yard line for Lehighton.
Thing that makes it incriminating, though, it's the same official that threw both flags.
I know. But we both know that would never happen.
You're right. I shouldn't laugh.
Here's a reverse with Andrews carrying, and Panther Valley not fooled. Schlemmer there, Schober there. Good defensive effort. Loss of about 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 16, we'll call it.
Loss on the play.
And there's a mark of a good defensive team, Jim. We've seen teams who have really been hurt in past years by a counter play like that. Panther Valley well-schooled. They suspected something was coming. Ball inside. They're there to meet it. And I believe dropping for a loss of 2.
Right now, I think I would play a defense 11 against 1, the one being Andrews. He's going to get that football. He's coming out here as a slot back on this side.
Watch the drag pattern across the middle.
They've got to triple team him because there's no doubt that he's going to get the ball. And Hough is going to be thrown by Schlemmer. And
that
give
time,
Panther Valley a pat in the back. They did triple team him. Everybody was looking for Andrews that time.
Jim, I don't know if we have that on replay, but I'd sure like to take a look at it. Everything's slow developing. The primary man in that pattern is Andrews. He's covered by 3 people. Hough doesn't have time to look to an outlet person. Here it is. Let's take a look at it. Andrews is on the bottom of the screen. Okay, we're not going to see him. But, okay, there he looks. That's when he looks the first time, that's where Andrews is making his break across the field. He's covered. He doesn't have anyone to throw to. Pressure gets him from inside. Nice job by Panther Valley.
And he was covered. Everybody looked for him across the middle. He's in the slot again this time. And it's 3rd down and 27. And Hough back to throw. And he's going to be hit from behind, this time by Snitsky. And now Panther Valley has pushed the Indians all the way back to the Lehighton 40-yard line. That one penalty on 1st down, Lehighton would have had it not been for that penalty, probably 2nd and 3 or 4 at the 8. Now they have 4th and 37 at their own 40-yard line. How things can change. Now Lehighton short of a man. Get somebody out there. Tracy gets off a wobbly kick.
But effective, Jim. Very effective.
Rolls out of bounds at the Panther Valley 4-yard line. And Greg, we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and Panther Valley hasn't touched the ball offensively yet. That's what you call a good drive that does not culminate in score.
Your best defense, Jim, is a good offense. And when you can take time off the clock, as the Indians did, 8 minutes and 30 seconds, you've got to chalk a few points on the board.
That's right, particularly when you're leading, as Lehighton is. And when Panther Valley does get the ball, they get it at their own 4-yard line. I believe Goida, the ball carrier.
And now the Panthers, Jim, are a little bit hindered by the poor field position in that they can't use the mix of pass and run as effectively as if they were on the 25 or 30-yard line. They've got to be a little bit cautious putting the ball in the air this deep.
Second down and 9. A gain of 1 in that last play. Pitch back to Goida again. Tries to get outside.
Goida again on a carry, and Tracy coming up for the stop. Along with Hough.
Gain of another yard or 2. Scoreboard says 3rd and 7. We'll go along with it.
And Hough and Tracy over there react well. Looked like they had something on the pitch open to the outside, but closed very quickly by those 2 people. And now it's 3rd and long for the Panthers.
And it could be that Panther Valley will end up having the ball for 1 minute and 30 seconds and have to punt it away.
Correct.
Can't win ball games like that when you only have the ball for just over 1 minute or maybe 2 minutes in a quarter. Although trap up the middle, good call, but not enough for the 1st down.
He was an inning on the carry.
And again, reacted well by the Indians. And the Indians, Jim, are going to get the ball in excellent field position here.
Gene Snitsky back to punt for Panther Valley, and he's standing in his own end zone. High snap. But Snitsky, being a big guy, able to get a paw up and that, and he gets a good punt away to Andrews, who takes it at his own, or at the Panther Valley 42, gets down inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. Brought down there by Bob Thomas, 42 for Panther Valley.
Taking over at the 35.
And the thing that saved the Panthers there, Jim, was Snitsky's height. He's a big boy.
And his basketball experience. Reached up with one hand and just held on to that ball.
Or that thing was going out of the end zone for a 2-point safety.
Andrews into the center of the line, and only by his own determination does he pick up a yard. Sachina, 65, the tackler.
34, second and 9.
And right now, Jim, your prediction that the Panthers were only going to have the ball in the third quarter for a minute and a half is true to form. They took the ball over with 3:30 to go in the third quarter, and on the third down play, they were stopped. There was 2:09 on the clock.
Hough on a look in. Tried to hit Whistler, but the ball underthrown. 3rd and 9 coming up.
25-yard line.
Now 3rd and 9, the clock stopped with 31 seconds to go. The Indians keep the ball on the ground, Jim. They will have run out this third period.
And Dave Parsons, if they don't get the first down on this play, will have an interesting call facing him. One that we talked about earlier in the ballgame. He could have a 4th down and 5, 6 maybe with the ball at the Panther Valley 33-yard line. What do? Do you punt it or do you go for the first down? As Hough goes back, has some time, goes deep down the far side, and the pass, I believe, intercepted. But where? At the 1-yard line?
At the 1-yard line.
And if it is, Parsons' decision won't have to be made, but he'll live with what has transpired.
Yes, I guess he will. You're right. Very easily he'll live with that one.
And guys taking over, there's only 22 seconds left here in the third period.
And 2 points here could be very, very important as we have a 6-0 ball game.
And I believe the Panthers, Jim, well, they'll get one play off, but that'll be it, and they'll go all the way to the other end of the field to start the fourth quarter.
Almost did Sheridan break that for big yardage. He did give his teammates breathing room as he got out to the 9-yard line, I believe, where it will be 2nd down and 2.
That's the end of the
as we have come to the end of the third quarter. The score remains as it stood at halftime. Lehighton 6, Panther Valley nothing. We'll be back in a moment. "12 minutes remaining in our debut game of 1987. Lehighton continues to lead 6-0. Panther Valley has the ball, 2nd and 2 at their own 9-yard line. And they have had no opportunity offensively here in the second half. Goida, I believe, has the first down across the 10 out to about the 13-yard line.
on the stop.
Once again, we remind our viewers the first down. May have gotten down to the 35-yard line.
Gets to the
And now Coach
5-yard line.
Leonzi's got a tough call.
As McGee.
It's going to be 4th down and 4 for Panther Valley at the Lehighton 35-yard line.
And it looks like he's going to go for it, Jim.
Yeah, he's going to go. I'm sure the time on the clock has something to do with it. He's afraid that if he doesn't go and get the first down, he may not get the ball back. There is something to be said for the idea of putting the ball deep in Lehighton territory. Sheridan bangs in and is close. Boy, spotting of the ball here is going to be crucial. But they came back with that play that has been so successful for them in this drive, and they get the first down just shy of the 30-yard line.
I believe he's got it, Jim. They're going to measure, but he should have this by the length of the football.
Yeah, they got the first down. There's no doubt about it. The referee playing it safe, and I don't blame him. He doesn't want to make a mistake in a crucial situation. No one can fault him for that. And as we indicated, the first down was convincingly made. It's been an interesting second half. Lehighton dominated the third quarter without scoring. Panther Valley has so far dominated the fourth quarter. Whether they score or not remains to be seen. Sheridan hits off tackle again. That time, if he had had his head up a little bit and slid to the outside, I believe he might have picked up big yardage, but he thought the hole was going to be exactly where it has been the other 4, 5, 6 times that he's carried the ball here in the fourth quarter on that play. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8, ball at the 28-yard line. And now, Greg, I think Panther Valley's got to find another play.
Right.
I don't think they are going to be able to get into the end zone on that one play. Fumble, and Pollock reacts quickly and recovers, but a loss of 3 back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10. And that's something I've been sitting here thinking of as this drive has unfolded. To take a ball at your own 1-yard line and drive 99 yards is tough.
Yes, it is.
It is tough at any level of competition, but particularly at the high school level, where mistakes are naturally more frequent and to be expected. And to go that distance without making a mistake is almost unthinkable.
Big play here, straight drop. Ball aired out real nice.
And it's intercepted by one of the Indians on the far side.
Jim, whoever made the interception does a heck of a job. Let's take a look at it.
It's Troy Hartman, I believe, 33.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Now watch the top of your screen. Troy Hartman's the outside linebacker. He's got to cover. Very tough, a back out, stride for stride. He stays with the intended receiver, locates the ball. He doesn't play the man. He locates the ball, comes up with a key interception.
And we're under 6 minutes. In fact, when the ball snapped, we're going to be under 5 minutes. Lehighton takes over at their own 9-yard line. 1st and 10.
Little twist of fate there. That's the old Lehighton play, back out and up the sideline, Jim.
Right. Andrews carries for nothing on 1st down. Panther Valley doesn't have many timeouts left either. I think they've already used 2, which leaves them with 1.
And you know the Indians are going to take their time without trying to draw the penalty and work that clock as best as they can.
Well, there's no doubt that Lehighton will not turn over the ball to Panther Valley with more than 3 minutes to play in a ball game. No way. Andrews, and it's going to be less than 3 as Andrews gets out close to a 1st down, if in fact he doesn't have it. He does not, but he gained about 10. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. And if the Indians get this 1st down, it's going to be a long bus ride back to the home of the Panthers.
Right.
Right? Andrews, only on 2nd effort, gets the 1st down at the 20-yard line. He was hitting his own backfield, I believe, but he got it on 2nd effort.
And you are exactly right, Jim. The Panthers knew what was coming. They were defense forward. They were going to beef up that right off our defensive side, and they reacted well. But Andrews, as you mentioned at the start of the second half, a tough back to bring down, keeps the legs going and drives. He knew what he needed for a 1st down and got it.
Yep. This time the inside handoff to McKeon. And he gets a couple, but unless something dramatic happens here, it really doesn't matter. Clock continues to run. Lehighton will get it down at least to 1:30 before they have to punt it away, if they indeed have to punt it away.
The thing the Indians don't want to do, Jim, is stop the clock with a penalty.
Andrews breaks free and could have gone for big yardage. He gets up quite upset with himself because the perennial All-American, the blade of grass, made the tackle that time.
Better get himself some longer spikes. That's about the fifth or sixth time his feet have come out from under him.
Still picked up some good yardage. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. And if Panther Valley wants to even have a prayer of pulling this out, they're going to have to stop Lehighton on this play and hope that Lehighton decides to punt it away, which I'm sure they would do if they don't get the first down. Yep, looks as though they've stopped Andrews, and the Panthers will get the ball one more time, but with just over a minute to play as we're down to 1:33. The clock's running. And here Panther Valley's going to take their last time out, I believe. Yes. It'll be 4th and 2 for Lehighton. Kevin Tracy will punt the ball away for Lehighton following this timeout. We'll remind you once again that our game was brought to you tonight by Bridal Creations by Daisy, Bechtel's Pharmacy, Best Western Pocono Inn, Citizens National Bank of Slatington, Hugh Dugan Real Estate, Hager Furniture, Hot and Cold, J Subs, LaRose Insurance Limited, Lily Lincoln Mercury, Monroe Optical, and Hoverton Auto Parts. Glad to have those sponsors aboard for this 1987 season, which continues tomorrow night with another one. That should be a heck of a football game for so early in the season.
Yes, it should. We're at East Stroudsburg, where the Cavaliers and Ed Christian, one of the finest football programs in the Lehigh Valley, take on another fine football team from the Colonial League. Interconference rivalry banger at East Stroudsburg.
Tracy gets it away. Fielded by Tom Miller, who is immediately dragged down. 1:20 remaining, and here come the Panthers.
Jim, but one problem for the Panthers, 1:20 to go. The clock will stop as the ball is set. No timeouts.
Right, and they have 58 yards to go in just over a minute. Can be done, of course.
Oh, yes.
Across the middle to Miller. Just short of the first down. Ball in the Lehighton territory.
Inside of a minute to go. Ball on the 49.
Right.
And now he's got to throw the ball out of bounds and stop the clock.
Gets it away. Completed pass for a first down inside the 45-yard line. That'll stop the clock. Good effort by Pollock. And now he's got to hustle. He's got to get his troops together, get that play off so that they're up over the ball as soon as that official starts the clock.
Jim, I think the Indians let up a little bit. They thought Pollock's knee was down on the play. But you've got to go until the whistle blows and Pollock gets the pass off for the first down.
And almost intercepted. Tom Roshak, the intended receiver, as he came across the middle, but the pass broken up, and it'll be 2nd and 10 with 21 seconds remaining here in the ball game.
And Jim, now what the Indians are doing, they're going with a prevent. What the prevent is, they're taking their deep people and dropping them about 15 to 20 yards off the ball. They'll give up the short play in front of them. They don't want to give up the long pass deep. Panther Valley, eventually, Jim, I would think, has got to throw 2 short passes, then put the ball in the end zone.
Yep. And there we have interference downfield against Lehighton. We've got illegal procedure, and that's just a wasted 9 seconds. We're down
9
to 12.
seconds. Well, play started at 20, I believe. It's stopped at 12. The penalties will offset. They'll replay the down.
But it's not replaying the down. Not when each second counts.
No, not at all. And, Jim, here's what you've got to look at. Lehighton, again, as I say, they're only resting 4 people up front. Now, they had a decent shot at Pollock dropping back. They should have made the play. They didn't. He's able to get the ball off. But now if they give him time, he's really got to think. Ball's resting on about the 43. He's really got to get the ball downfield.
Oh, he's got to put it in the end zone.
If he doesn't put it in the end zone, they stop him short. The clock expires.
Right. Sure. Goes deep down the far side. Pass broken up. Intended again for Roshak. No, excuse me. Intended for Tom Miller. And we got 6 seconds, and this will be the last play of the ball game. And unless something miraculous happens,
the Indians have to guard against interference. Remember, Jim, the game cannot end on a penalty by the defense. Could very well be your last play of the game. Ball thrown deep. Intercepted by Urositz.
Right.
Urositz can go all the way. He just got to put the knee down. Ball game's over.
Right. And Lehighton starts off with what I think is a big win for Dave Parsons and his 1987 Indians. And what is also, I have to feel, a huge loss for Panther Valley. They came in here highly touted. They came in here expecting this to be their year.